Mike, what's gone into the first 15 games of the season to lower your shots against by 2, and in terms of keeping that going, how much hard work goes in? Is this just reflective of how guys are tracking, etc.?
Well, obviously you're trying to do a better job, and we want to continue to do that. You're trying to give up the least amount of scoring chances. We don't spend as much time worried about shots as some people do, but the scoring chances are important. Our last 2 segments have been the lowest in the 4 years I've been here, so that's real positive. Now we got to do it again, and so we're starting a new segment. And we've been fortunate; we've been able to win the 3 segments we've been in, and now we got to take another step forward here. And this is going to be, we got a couple back-to-backs. We got good travel, so it's a good test for us here on the strike.
Freddie Anderson was just talking about how much effort he's put into his body, diet, and kind of rest.
Yeah.
And he said, "Your career's only so long; you got to try to maximize it." How much is his off-ice kind of preparation shown through this season?
Well, I think just leadership since Freddie's got here. Who he is now and who he is when he arrives, you got to give him a lot of credit. You know, when I sat with Freddie and his family at his home there, it was pretty special because he was real proud to talk about it in front of his mom and dad. And Freddie's a special guy, and the guys treat him that way here. He's a real likable guy, but he's worked hard at it. And one of the reasons you're appreciated is you work hard and you do things right, and the guys can trust you on a nightly basis. And you don't just, some guys walk in and they start in the National League, but most guys don't. It takes a long time, and for you to be a dependable guy, you got to be a workhorse, and you got to be so mentally strong. You got to have a short memory. So he's done a real nice job of that, and we just got to keep him going.
The consistency that he's brought year after year, is that more impressive than just 1 month he's got a 930 save percentage, the other month maybe he drops down?
Yeah, I would say to you is this is obviously the measure in the end for all of us is still at the, I guess, in the second season, but you got to get there. In the National League, if you look at the standings in the National League, it looks to me like we're all the same. Like, I mean, there's no difference. So what puts you ahead is the special teams, is a goaltending, is more depth. You know, I don't know the answer to that for sure, but I just think a guy like him, the more consistent he becomes and the mentally stronger he becomes, the more confidence he has and the more confidence he gives us. And to me, that's all a big part of winning. When you go through the goalies that have won, you know, there's something about them. It's a swagger, it's a mental toughness, it's a short memory, a lot of things that allow them to be successful.
With the back-to-back this weekend, we get Garrett back in for a game?
Yeah.
Have you decided which one?
No. Or if I have, I'm not telling you.
Mitch was saying that he and John are still, or Zach, I guess, filling each other out on the cycle. What sort of room for growth do you see for that line when it comes to establishing a cycle?
Well, I talked to him about that this morning. Obviously, I think with any players, I mean, you just figure out over time what you can do and what you can't do, and what plays you can make and what plays you can't make. And obviously, they're our heaviest line by a long ways. They spend more time in the offensive zone than the other lines, and we need them to continue to grow in that area.
You necessarily have to be 6'3" to play the cycle, 220
no,
pounds, or is that kind of a myth?
Yeah, it's a myth for sure, but the more skill you have, the lighter you can be. But light doesn't mean you play light. You got to be heavy on the puck, and some guys you can't take the puck off of, and other guys play light, and so that means they don't have the puck. They're one and done all the time, and in order to be successful, you got to be heavy.
I saw Haley recognize her, not today, but a couple days ago, just around the team. What sort of value does she bring to have someone with her resume around the group?
Well, I think she's with the development team is what she is, and she can provide a lot just because of the kind of professional she is. I've known Wick a long time. She's a real good person, and I think she's going to give a lot to our young people and our junior people that are drafted and their draft picks and our minors. And when she's with us, there's a two-part process to that. It's her learning and understand the National League and what they got to get to. And I think that's the biggest thing is, same for our amateur scouts. You know, you come and sit in that box 200 feet from the ice, you don't have a clue how fast it is and how heavy they are and how talented they are. And I think it's real important that everyone see the National Hockey League a few times a year so you really know what a player is. You don't think you know what a player is.